Hello, hello. Well, hello. Is there anybody there? Is there anybody there? Hey, dearie me. Good evening, Antony. How are you, sir? Hope your good lady is doing well. We got 5 people watching. And only Antony's saying anything. I hope Spray's alley, you cocker. Oh, Antony, you don't have to apologise, mate. People are busy. It's as simple as that. I understand that. Hang on, let me just make sure everything's tightened and correct. Marilyn, happy Christmas to you. Hope you're well. Barry, good evening. I'm just having a White Russian here, so join in. Feel free to join in if you want to join in with a little drink. Ooh. That's lovely. Yeah, Marilyn, it is yum. I tell you what, I do it really basically. I do no, not in this one. I've made a cocktail shaker full, but I do 2 shots of or 2 measures of vodka, 1 measure of Kahlua, and then I just top it up with some milk and give it a shake, and happy days. Nice and simple. Keep it simple. That's my tactic, my theory. Well, I hope everybody's doing well. It's getting closer and closer to Christmas, isn't it? So technically we're in Christmas now, but I think Christmas Eve is the proper Christmas strip. Marilyn says try half and half. Right, okay, Marilyn. Sprays on a coin shoot today. 2 silvers, not bad. A Gollywog badge as well from old Marmalade adverts. They're quite rare little things, those Gollywog badges, actually. You're not supposed to say that word. I will say you're not supposed to say that word. It's not very politically correct nowadays, but I'll let it pass because as oldies, that's what we called it back then. And yeah, I was out. When was I out? God, memory's failing me. It was only yesterday as well. I was out yesterday actually. I just went for a quick scoot up the beach at Roo, and I didn't find a great deal of a video coming of it. I know I was supposed to go to Inverary, but I never got there. I had other things that I had to do to drop my daughter into work, and I had to go and pick some things up, do a little bit of shopping and what have you. So I never got out there. And then I went up to see my farmer, the good lady that allows me to metal detect on her property, and I had a little chat with her and took her some gifts, so some little Christmas goodies. So just to thank her for allowing me on the land. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Well, this week, yeah, Sprays, I would imagine it is probably an enamelled badge. They were all enamelled back then. I think there was a series of them that you collected. I never got one, but yeah, I've been doing little bits of shopping here and there, and we were out today. We bought Pam a jumper for going out on. We're going to the pub on Boxing Day, and I bought her a jumper, but she thinks that she'd probably be too warm in it, so we nipped back into to Asda and we swapped it over for a nice thinner, like a soft touch sweater. So it's only a thin one, you know, but it was something that she chose. So, and yeah, I think my shopping's pretty much done. Is everybody else's Christmas shopping done now? Anyway, are you all finished and Is everything wrapped? I've still to wrap everything that I've got for Pam. So. Oh, it's going to go down well tonight, is that? Hey, we're doing a bit better tonight for thumbs up. Look, 6 people and we've got 5 thumbs up. That's not too bad. Yeah, like I say, Sprays, I was out. Hello, Megs. Merry Christmas to you too, and you and yours. Yeah, I was out. I was only out yesterday for, I don't even think it was a couple of hours, just on the beach. Well, I went up to Roo and I had a search round there, and then I came down into, there wasn't a lot there. I came down into Helensburgh and had a search there, and again, I didn't find a lot. I did find one thing that's got me a little bit baffled. I'm not sure as to what it is. You'll probably see. You'll see. Well, you will see on the video. Hopefully I'll get that. We'll spend tomorrow wrapping Christmas presents, but I might be able to get that video edited tomorrow and then uploaded tomorrow night, and then I'll release it on 23rd, 24th, Christmas Eve. Yeah, I'll release that on Christmas Eve. That'll probably be my last video of the year, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, there's one little thing in there that I'm not sure of. I have to buy something because I need to check what it is. But yeah. Merlin, last little push to finish this mess. Doing shortbread. Oh, I love shortbread. It's no good for my belly, but I do love shortbread. Oh, and lemon and cream cheese glazed cookies. Oh my god, Marlon, I'm gonna have to come and see you one day. Oh, the place looks like a bomb went off. I'm sure it does, Marlon. God. My daughter forced me into buying all the ingredients to make gingerbread there the other day, to make gingerbread men, but we've not even got round to it. We've been doing that many things. Sprays, do I prefer live streams or posted videos? I prefer to do the videos, to be perfectly honest with you. I love being outside, although the weather hasn't been the greatest, so I've not been out that much, to be perfectly honest with you. And what with one thing, and Bob Marley, good evening, Bob Marley. And yeah, I prefer to do the videos than the live streams. Although it is becoming a nice little thing on a Sunday evening to say hello to you guys and have a natter about anything that's been happening in your lives, and getting to ask me questions, and I like to answer all the questions that I can. So yeah, I prefer the videos to the live streams, but yeah, each one has its pluses and its minuses, I suppose. Or is that you've got a Christmas hike planned, Bob? I don't think I'll be out hiking over Christmas. I'll be down the pub on Boxing Day, and then we're in the pub on New Year's Eve as well. So we decided that we're going to go out on New Year's Eve and celebrate it out in the pub. No, Bob, I've nothing planned, to be perfectly honest with you, unless it snows, of course, which I know I said there last week that there was plenty of snow on the hills, and it was trying to snow outside. There was a little bit of specks of snow coming down last week, but yeah, it's kind of warmed up and rained since then, and all the snow that's on the hills is just about all completely gone. So, or on the mountains, just up that direction. Yeah, it's all pretty much gone now. So maybe in the new year it might snow, and I might be able to take you all out on a snowy hike in the hills here. So because it looks completely different when it's snowed. Hepton's daughter, Studley Park. I will certainly enjoy my Christmas, Bob. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy yours as well. Well, people coming in late, I'm drinking White Russians, so if you've got a beer or something you want to join in, then certainly go and grab hold of it, because I'm just about through this one. I'm going to have to go and pour myself another one shortly. there are some set walks here in around Helensburgh. I generally don't tend to stick to set walks on the basis that we have. Well, they're a little bit more lenient here with your rights regarding being on the land. So technically, I can walk anywhere. I can walk across fields and through farms and so on. But I don't go out of my way to do that. But I will certainly cut away from the path and cut through fields and woodland and things like that. So yeah. But Megs, I must go, but send all the best wishes to you and your family and to everyone else here. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And Megs, thank you for all the times that you've come along and all the times that you watched my videos, and thumbs up, and just thank you. And I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bob plans on getting a mountain bike this summer. Speak to you soon, Megs. Bye. It's so long since I've drank a White Russian. I'm really enjoying it. I'm probably going to get wrecked tonight, but there you go. Oh gosh. I certainly won't be getting wrecked on the live stream anyway. That's not. I don't think that's the good thing anyway. That's not the done thing anyway. Yeah, Tony. I think it's standard practice, to be perfectly honest with you. It's just something. It's just giving a little something back. I've asked her before if when there's anything that I've found that's that's of interest, whether she wants it or not. She's not in the slightest bit interested. She likes to see what I find, and she's hoping and waiting, and just like I am, that I'll find some gold one day as well. So I think once that pops up, she'll want a share of that, which is absolutely fine by me. But yeah, no, I thought I'd give her a little Christmas goodie bag. And she was very thankful of it. And she let me know that the cows and the bulls are no longer on the fields now. They've been taken off the fields for the winter. So I've got free rein again. So hopefully, I'm hoping and praying that this new year brings a bit of drier weather and it starts to dry up. Because the last time I was up there, it was like a quagmire. It was awful. But we'll see if we can get up for a dig in the new year. So how are we here? Marlin's drinking a Belhaven. Marlin, get it down, you love. It's not a bad pint, actually, Belhaven. Syed Mustafa Hashimi says, I look like his chemistry teacher, Mr. Robertson. Syed, you'd have to send me a picture of him and then we'd see. I'll do a comparison. I'll do a comparison and we'll see if we look the same. It might be my doppelganger, you never know, or I might be his doppelganger. So, yeah. Space, was it just 2 pints on Saturday after detecting? It was just 2 pints actually, and there's a funny story that goes with that actually. I didn't take the camera down to the pub with me. I just I came home and dumped the stuff and dropped the car, and then I walked down to the pub, and I had to get a couple of bits shopping, and then I stopped in the pub on the way back home to have me a couple of pints of John Smith's. And if I keep saying John Smith's, they might send me a case. John Smith's in Tadcaster. I was sat in the pub and I was sat against the wall there's like some high tables with like a bench seat. So I was sat there, and when I went to sit down, there was a string of lights that were sort of on the seat. So I lifted them up. They weren't switched on, so I lifted them up, and they had the little control box there. I lifted them up and put them on the little wood panel behind me. So anyway, I was sat there enjoying. I was sat reading on my phone and listening to music and enjoying my pints as you do. And there was a lady and two younger ladies came in and sat down. They had a baby with them on a pushchair, and they sat in front at the table in front of me. And anyway, the lady got up and she was fiddling about at something at the side of me down here. But there's like a pillar in between, so I couldn't see what she was doing. All of a sudden, the lights went on behind me, and they were all flashing and flickering, going mad. And she stood up and she saw, and they all started laughing. All the girls started laughing, and I just thought, oh my God. And she looked and she saw the lights and she saw me looking at her, and then she went back down and switched them off again. So So that was a funny one. All right, Bob. I'll see you soon, mate. Yes, Paige, you're absolutely right. I had heard that the Sam Smith's pubs were cheaper ones than John Smith's. I've never drank in a Sam Smith's. I must be perfectly honest with you, and maybe one day that'll change. But I do like a pint of John Smith's. I must admit, it's just something about it that gets me. I used to be obviously in my younger days. I was a lager drinker, and amongst other things, and yeah, and then as you grow up, your tastes change. And I think I said in one of the live streams before, I used to drink lager, and then a mate of mine said, try a pint of Guinness one day. This is when we lived in Northern Ireland, and I tried a pint of Guinness, and from that day forward, my taste changed. I stopped drinking lager and started drinking bitters and ales, and yeah. So yeah, and like I say, we were Wetherspoons here in Helensburgh, and a pint of John Smith is £1.99. You can't argue with that in my book. In this day and age, anyway. Equivalent in most pubs, a pint of lager equivalent, cheap lager, is £3.50. So I'll take a pint of John Smith's every day. Right, behave yourselves 2 minutes. I'm just going to go and get another drink. I think Sam Smith's are all the same decor, etc. Less ale choice. Yeah, again, I have heard that as well. It's they're sort of a bit limited in drinks wise, but and I don't think there are many of the Sam Smith pubs, to be honest with you. But yeah. Anyway, behave yourselves 2 minutes. I'm just going to top this up. Yeah, I'm back. Cheers, everybody. I haven't gone to the loo. You always think I'm going to the loo. Can you hear that? That's my little swizzler that I'm just mixing up there. Oh, that's right. Yes. Sorry. Yeah, sprays. If you send me your address, name and address details to my YorkshireDigger@gmail.com email address, then I will pass your details on to Marilyn, because she's got some rocks she wants to send to you. Some semi-precious rocks. which is a very kind thing to do, Marlene. You're a very kind lady. Pascat, Guinness and black. Ooh, that's Guinness and blackcurrant, isn't it, Pascat, I think. Ching, 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 ching. Ooh. Oh. So, yeah, again, has everybody all sorted? As Antony says there, you're all ready for Christmas. I'm already, Antony, just about to... Just got to wrap some things up for the presents that I've got for Pam. Like I say, I'm going to do that tomorrow. So I shall spend a day wrapping, Christmas wrapping. But what about everybody else? Is everybody else sorted? Yes, Maureen, do send me the recipe for those cookies, because I think that's something that I will definitely have a crack at making, because they sound amazing. Oh, making me hungry. You're making me hungry now, Maureen. I'm past my eating time. But mind you, I should only be drinking black coffee, but I'm not. I'm drinking White Russian. So. But it's Christmas after all. And we won't go into how my diet's going or how my fasting's going at the moment, because I weighed myself there this morning, and I've gone up only a little bit, not even a kilo, but I've gone up. But I'm putting that down to it being Christmas, and I've just been eating a bit silly over the last few days. So yeah, Antony's still got stuff to get. Oh my God, Antony. Time's running out, mate. Oh. Marlon says, this is the time of the season where I feel more like Clark Griswold than Norman Rockwell. I like Clark Griswold. He makes me laugh. That is on my list to watch. Actually, I must dig it out and watch that either today, tomorrow, or on Christmas Eve. But that film kills me every time. I know I was saying this last time I was on a live stream. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is one of the all-time greats of Christmas movies. It really is, and it near has me in tears every time. Yeah, I did get to the fridge fast. Yeah, I've got it. It's made up in a cocktail shaker, so I've only to pour some into my glass and then top it up with some milk, and it's nice and easy to do. Once when you make up a batch in the cocktail shaker, it's ideal. And I'll get 3 drinks out of that batch as well. So yeah, it's not too strong, and it's not too weak either. It's just right. Oh, excuse me, I've got a little bit of wind now. I've got Christmas Wrapping, the song by the Waitresses. I've got that stuck in my head now. Oh look, the thumbs up have exceeded the no, they haven't. Oh, I'm an idiot. Jesus, I'm only on my second drink. 10 people watching and 8 thumbs up. Yeah, we're getting there anyway. So what's anybody's plans for the new year? Let me ask you that. Ooh, a mudslide. Marlin, I want to try a mudslide. Same idea, just with chocolate. Ooh. Marlin, yeah, moving. Yeah, moving to the... to the sunshine, if I'm correct. Oh, young Kyle's in. Hello, young Kyle. I'll have to watch my language now. Not that my language is ever bad, I don't think. But do I remember Christmases have passed? I saw an old Christmas bullseye the other day with Jimbo in. Awesome. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Sprays. A couple of years ago, we found one of the channels, one of the late night channels, one of the Freeview channels. They were playing old episodes of Bullseye every night, and me, the wife, and the daughter used to sit and watch it, and we absolutely loved it. Loved it. It was the first time my daughter had ever seen it, and she was in her 20s then when she first saw it. But yeah, we used to put it on every night, and it's a fantastic show. I think they should bring it back, to be perfectly honest with you. I know darts has got a very, very big following here in the UK, and I think they've got a big following in Germany and some other European countries as well. It's quite big. But I think they should bring Bullseye back, to be perfectly honest with you. Antony, I'm a volunteer at my son's football club. I'm taking kids there for New Year's. Oh, very good, Antony. Yeah, no, listen, Carl, I don't swear a lot, and I certainly try not to swear. Well, I don't swear on any of my videos, as far as I'm aware. There's a time and a place for swearing, and it's not, YouTube's not the place for it. So, yeah, Spray's absolutely right. Jimbo is a proper legend, and yeah, it's an absolutely legendary north of England show. You used to get them from all the players used to come from all the working men's clubs and the pit towns, and yeah, it was a fantastic show. I think that was part of its magic, actually, is that they were just everyday people like you and me. I wonder. I tell you what, Sprays, if they were to bring it back, who would you want to present it? Who do you think would be a good presenter for it? Oh, someone said Bradley Walsh. You know what? That would be spot on, actually. I think Bradley Walsh is pretty good at everything he does. Very funny man. Yeah, Pascal, come and look at what you could have won. Yeah. It was usually a speedboat as well, and they lived 60, 70 miles from sea, or nearest open water. But they would have won a speedboat, which was always funny. I can understand how they shared caravans. You know, because there were two different fellas from two different families. Obviously, they'd take turns at using caravan. But imagine if you had a car. I mean, how would you have it one week and you have it another week? I don't know how that would have worked, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's a great show and a great piece of history, actually. Like I say, I think it should be brought back because darts is very popular and some good general knowledge questions as well as some specialist knowledge questions as well. Some of the questions, when you watch back some of the old shows, some of the questions on there were really quite difficult for the time. The prizes look like my detective finds. Oh dear. Yeah, some of the prizes were a bit naff, to be honest. But you know what? That's. I think that's why it could do well, actually, because the prizes will be a lot more modern, you know, nowadays. So yeah, I think it would be a popular show if it was to come back. Maybe Bradley Walsh is watching this live stream and he'll maybe have a word with the ones in charge at the TV companies. Oh, excuse me. That's a bit of windy pops. Oh, there we go. We're 10 for 10. 10 viewers and 10 thumbs up. Well, thank you very much. And young Kyle, I must admit, if anybody wants to check out young Kyle there, Bottle Digging with Kyle, that's his channel. Go and give him a watch. He's done he's done a little bottle digging video, and it's really quite good actually. It's not bad for a first timer, and yeah, and he got an. Well, I won't say what he got. Yeah, go and watch the video and see what he found. But yeah, he's doing all right. Is young Kyle. Oh, I didn't know that, Kyle. I shall certainly have a look, and yeah, I'll have a nosy. Oh, yeah, I tell you what. Here's a question for young Kyle. What do you want for Christmas, Kyle? What's Santa bringing you, young man? Or what you're hoping Santa brings you, anyway? I have no idea what I'm getting for Christmas. I really haven't the faintest idea. My daughter's gone mad this year, as usual, and I really had. There was nothing that I really wanted. People have been asking me what I want for Christmas, and I have no idea. I'm at that stage now where just there's really not a lot that I want or need for Christmas. To be perfectly honest with you. Is anybody going away for Christmas, or is everybody staying at home? Yeah, you're right, Space. We'll all go through them phases where we want certain things, but then you get further on in life and you realise that certain things are just not important anymore, and you don't need for anything really. Antony, hoping for paperwork. I don't get you, Antony. Oh, I know one thing I will be buying actually. Marley out to spend Christmas Eve with the grandkids, Christmas Day with my sister. Oh, jolly good. Yeah, in the new year I'll be buying new batteries for Pam's scooter because the batteries have given up the ghost. So so yeah, I've got those. I've got a place to buy those from. So. And then we'll get her back on the road. Yeah, we're at home this Christmas. Me, Pam, and our daughter Shauna. We're all at home on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day we're on our own, and then Boxing Day we're going to we're having something to eat at home first. We'll just have a little buffet at home, and then we're going down to the pub to have a few Christmas Boxing Day drinks, and then we'll probably come back home and eat more food, and then probably fall asleep on the sofa at about 7 or 8 o'clock. So yeah, that's about the extent of our Christmas. Here's a question for everybody that's still here. Out of all the years, what's been your favourite Christmas present, your best Christmas present you ever had? There's a question for you. At times after Christmases, birthdays, holidays, months later, taking all plastic toys, etc. to tip, nightmare. Yeah. So what's been your best Christmas present over all the years? Yeah, it is a tough one, isn't it, Marlene? I think I'll tell you what. I'll go first. I'll go with mine first. My best Christmas present ever was an air rifle that my dad bought for me when I was how old would I have been? Probably I think I was about 10, maybe 9 or 10 actually. And my dad bought me a .22 caliber air rifle with a 4x20 telescopic sight on it as well, and I absolutely loved it. And yeah, I wish I still had it now, but I don't, unfortunately. But yeah, that was probably my greatest Christmas present. And it came in a lovely leather, sheepskin lined leather case. Carl wants a segue, does he? Oh, that's one of your best Christmas presents, was it, Carl? Right, okay. Marlon says, probably the year I got my first copy of Sgt. Pepper. Oh, very good, Marlon. Funnily enough, my dad had a copy of the original Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club album. It was the one with a paper insert with cutouts of moustaches for the different Beatles. And I was very young at the time, and I took the insert out of the record, and I cut out the moustaches. My dad was fuming. He never said anything. He's only told me in later years that I did this, and that I mean he laughs about it now, thankfully. But yeah, I took the insert out and ruined it. So there you go. I used to got the inserts, Marlene. Yeah, that's I think that's the one thing in that album that disappears. Sprays, it was your first Detector White's Coin Master with old bubble coil. Gone now. If Bullseye does start up again, it might be a prize. God. Yeah. Yeah, Hamilton. You know what? My dad's one of those people that, as much as something ever annoyed him, he never shouted at us when we were kids or anything like that. Never hit us. Nothing. It all just sort of went right over the top of his head, and he just let it go. And I think I get a bit of that from my dad, actually. A lot of things I just let them go and just don't worry about it. Life's too short, as they say. So I'm just speaking with my daughter. She's due back in about 45 minutes. She's just letting me know there. So well, we're 40 minutes in, and I'm halfway through my second drink. I've not got a lot else to tell you, to be perfectly honest with you, about anything that's happened this week. Oh, one thing I will say, I'll show you something here. One of my viewers, Lee, sent me a little gift there. One that I believe his father found it. They were bottle digging, actually. Let me just grab it for you. Yeah, it's this little. I think it was originally it was like a lady's makeup container, powder container, but it actually has my surname on it. I don't know if you could quite see that there. It says Potter on it. I must get my glasses. Bear with me. Let me get my glasses. I don't know if anyone can read that. Let me just grab my glasses here. Sprays says, does anyone else detect my permission, or is it just you? It's just me, Sprays, actually. There's I metal detect it, and she has. There are two guys that shoot foxes for her as well, because she has sheep on there. So they keep the fox population down, and I dig up the bits of history. Yeah, let me just grab my glasses and I can read this to you. Tell you the full name of it. I probably don't think you're going to see it on there, but 2 seconds. No, what I say. Oh, there we go. Right, these aren't my proper glasses, by the way. I lost those when I was the last time. Not the last time, the time before when we were down in Leeds. I left them at the hotel, and they threw them out after 6 months. These aren't my normal. Like I say, these are just some cheap reading glasses. So let me see. Yeah, it's Potter and More, and it was powder cream. I don't know if you can see that, and it says Rachel at the bottom. So that must have been the name for that particular colour. But it's like it's almost like I'm not sure if it is a Bakelite, to be perfectly honest with you. But it's a glass base, and I think it's a Bakelite cover. But I think these were out in the 1940s, I believe. So yeah, Potter and More powder cream. Isn't that a nice little thing? And I'll probably just keep some small trinkety things that I find in there. So yeah, that was Lee that sent me that, and thank you very much, Lee. If you're watching this back later, Lee, then yeah, it's a lovely little thing, and yeah, I'll certainly treasure that. Thank you. Oh wow! So yeah, those are cheap reading glasses, and they don't do my eyes any good whatsoever. I have to go down to the opticians and get my eyes tested in and get a new pair of proper glasses, so that I can read small writing. These are the things you have to go through as you get older, unfortunately. Oh, I should have taken the glass and refilled it more. I've not finished it yet. I've still, what's that, 2-3 fingers left? Still 3 fingers. I'm not an alcoholic, you know. And yeah, Sprays, yeah, no, it's only me that detects on my permission. The farm is actually it's 500 acres in total, and it's mostly pasture. Well, it is all pasture and some woodland. I'm sure you've seen the woodland. Hopefully, well, now that it's winter, a lot of the growth will have died back now, so I can get back into the woodland and give that another good run with the golden mass detector, because I only managed to get in there a couple of times there last year before the summer kicked in and everything started growing wild and it put paid. There was no way I could detect in it because the grasses were this high. it's crazy. So it's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful place. It really is a beautiful place. The last video I put up of the random shots where you see the waterfall, that's on my permission as well. And there's a pool at the bottom of there. Maybe one year, if it's warm enough, we might go for a dip in that pool. But yeah, I mean, I am really lucky to have that 500 acres. And it is huge, you don't realise how big 500 acres is, and walking from the bottom to the top is a task in itself, and then walking side to side and then covering all the fields is just it's insane, and yeah, hopefully it'll keep me busy for many years to come. So yeah. There is word that some of the land might be sold to the to one of the woodland companies, but we'll see what happens. I don't know whether it will or won't. We'll have to wait and see. And it's great that there's so much history there. Again, some of the things that I found have been, nice, super little things, but then the special things. And I keep showing you this. I've still got it here, sat in my drawer. The little the pin with the star, the enamelled star and crescent moons. And yeah, I've still got that. Still waiting from Treasure Trove to hear back from them, but that was found on the farm, and. Yeah, that's probably one of the most special things that I've found there, and yeah, it's all good fun if you don't weaken, so they say. Right, well, we're up to 47 minutes here. I'm going to call it a day at an hour. So if you've got any questions, get your questions in, and although. Balding Kyle, what's the oldest thing I've found? Kyle, the oldest thing I've found is I'm going to say he's probably that, which I believe was it was probably like a pin for a cloak or a shawl of some description. Probably that, or my cannonball, which I found on the beach here in Helensburgh. That was, I believe, post-medieval, so maybe 1600. Those are probably the two oldest things that I've found. So yeah. And I mean, if you're not out there, you don't find it. As you well know, Carl, with the bottle digging, it's you've got to put the legwork in to find what you're looking for, basically. Spray says, when I was out today, I fell over brambles and got 2 acres. Very good. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. The old ones are the best. I must admit now, over the summer I was out on the farm permission on the digs a couple of times. I was eating the blackberries that were growing wild up there. Marilyn, do I have a trip to the Thames planned for the new year? I don't, Marilyn, unfortunately. No, it's something that I would love to do, but I just don't have the funds to do it. Unfortunately, it's one of those things. Maybe at some point we'll say something up, and we'll maybe see if we can get a trip down there, and we'll get a mudlarking license, and we'll see if we can meet up with somebody down there. I do watch Sci-Fines, and I also watch Nicola from Tideline Art as well. Nicola's the reason I got into beachcombing, actually, funnily enough. I think I was just reading, came across her site one day, and I saw I think it was the vulcanite bottle stoppers. I came across the story about vulcanite bottle stoppers that she'd written, and I posted that I'd found some here in in Scotland, in Gairloch Head, just up at the road where we used to live. And yeah, then I started and I found a YouTube channel, and yeah, she pretty much got me into beachcombing, and then conversely into metal detecting. But yeah, so yeah, maybe one day we'll get down there. What I would like to do next year is maybe do a bit of. Oh well, I tell you what, I'm not going to say what it is, because I just don't want to say just yet. I'd rather get it sorted and then show you. But yeah, I won't say just yet. Sprays. I'd love to move like the Thames foreshore. No, Nicola and Si. Nicola's better to look at than Sido. Well, listen. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're in agreement there, Sprays. I wish to say no more. But yeah, I've got something that I was supposed to do this year at some point, but I think we'll arrange to do it this next year, and we'll see if it comes off. If it comes off, then there'll be a video about it, or maybe 2 videos or 3 videos. You never know. 51 minutes, right? I'm going to finish this. I'm going to go top my drink up, and then we'll have another 10 minutes, and then I will say my goodbyes. If I did mudlark, detector or eyes only, that is a really tough one, Sprays. I think I would like to do eyes only. I do enjoy the eyes only hunts. Usually when I go sort of beach combing down here, down at Craig and Doran, I don't take the detector with me at all. Beach combing for me is exactly that. It's beach combing. It's looking with your eyes, and if you're using a detector, then you're detecting. That's it. Oh, Antony. Oh gosh, is the stream struggling again? Let me just have a quick nosy. I don't know why it's struggling. It could be because I'm over Wi-Fi, but I mean we're supposed to be on fibre broadband. I mean it's not fibre that comes to the house; it comes to the box outside. But oh dearie me, let's have a look. Well, we're coming to the end of it anyway, so my apologies, folks. There's unfortunately it's. Oh, it's not buffering. All right, so it is you guys, your end then that's causing the issue. That's weird. So I've just got myself. Yeah, I'm just repeating myself here on the screen. So, oh well, okay. Well, let me just turn that off because I can't deal with hearing myself on a delay. Yeah, let me go and top my drink up here, and then I'll come back for another 10 minutes. there we go. That's my last one for tonight, anyway. Where are we? I think you can not lark near Tower Shore, or you can be arrested. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Sprays. I think it's for obviously for anti-terrorism reasons that they don't allow you so close to the likes of the Houses of Parliament. And I know there are also areas that are closed off simply because of the history that is there. It has to be protected for various reasons, but yeah, there are certain places where you are not allowed to go. You will be arrested if you're caught in those areas. So, yeah, Marlene, I would imagine back in the 70s it pretty much was free for all, really. And I would imagine, well, the mudlarks have gone back for a couple of 100 years, I believe, which essentially was people just trying to make money from the scraps that they found that were tossed into the river. So, yeah. Kyle, what am I drinking? Kyle, this is a grown-up drink, and it's called a White Russian. If you ask your mum or your dad, then they'll probably know what a White Russian is. Basically, it's vodka with milk. But you being a young man, you wouldn't know anything about that. So, and it's best at your age not to know anything about that as well. So. All right, okay. The Mudlarks have a special meeting pub in London. Well, it's not a bad place to meet, really, a pub, I must admit. Pascat says, do I agree with the harsh penalties passed down to those two detectorists who found the hoard? Well, I believe they were night hawking. They were there illegally. So you know, if you break the law and that's the punishment that the law gives for that crime, then yeah, I agree with it. You can't disagree with it. The only time you disagree with it, then you have to change the law, and that's a hard thing to do. Plus, hopefully, it acts as a deterrent to other night hawks, because essentially what they're doing is they're stealing history for profit. So, you know, things that might tell us more about our own future, they're stealing and taking away. And we're not, or know about our past. Sorry, not our future. That we might gain some information about our past history. Then we don't get to see that. They sell it on and they make money, and that's that. And that piece of history is gone forever. So yeah, they got what the judge gave them, and that's that. I can't argue with it. Space says, do I think there's more hotter sites the further south you go? Yes, I believe there probably is more history in the ground the further south you go. Obviously, there's lots of Roman occupation in England and the south of England, so the Romans really didn't get that far up here. So, although we do get, there have been Viking founds made up here in Scotland, so the Vikings were quite prolific in this area, I do believe. So yeah, it's one thing and another really as to what you can find. And at the end of the day, it can only be found if you walk over it with a metal detector and you get a signal. You know, at the end of the day. So yeah, I take what I can get, and that's that. Kyle asks, what are nighthawks? Nighthawking is a term that's given to people that use a metal detector to trespass on private property to find relics or items of value that they sell on. So in essence, they're on land without permission, under cover of night, and they're digging items to sell. Usually historical items are obviously they have more value. So yeah, that's what night hawking is, Kyle. Spray says, does bottle digging have hawking? Well, I'll tell you what, Sprays, bottle digging is one of those things that it's if you ask most bottle diggers, most of them, they won't have permission to be on where they are digging the bottles. The issue tends to be is that most bottle dumps tend to be in outlying areas on the edges of towns, or they're in they were dumped in old quarries, that kind of thing. And for that reason, there are often places that you don't find a lot of people in the first place, and the land is usually what's classed as wasteland, so it can't be put to any use. So it's not like it's farmland or anything like that. It's just a bit of scrap land in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, essentially with bottle digging, it is hawking of a type, because it can sometimes be very difficult to figure out who owns the property, who owns that land. I think the real bonus for bottle digging is that if you treat it with respect, and if you are found bottle digging by a landowner, which 9 times out of 10 it's very rare that you are, but if you are, then somebody asks you to leave, then obviously you leave. But I think if you treat the land with respect, if you're digging holes and you're refilling holes, that kind of thing, then 9 times out of 10 nobody says anything really. It's one of those things. It's a tough line to walk, and it's always been that way with bottle digging. So I believe, I mean, the guys that first started doing it in the sort of 60s, I believe, might have even been earlier than that. I don't know, but yeah, it's a tough one. So. Oh, bottle digging with Kyle says, Sprays, someone who lives near me had to phone the police because there was someone night hawking at a bottle dump. Oh, well, there you go. That's news to me. He was fine with people digging there, but they thought they were being shady. Yeah, well, exactly, Kyle. That's the issue, is that when you go under cover of night, and I've done it once myself, I must admit, I did one bottle dig at night, and I didn't enjoy it in the slightest bit. It held no thrill for me or whatsoever. And I mean, I don't do it for money anyway. I literally have all the bottles that I've found, bar a couple, and I've said this before, one that I sold, which provided the money for my first metal detector, and another one that I sold to the son of James Orcomrie, the Helensburgh and Glasgow mineral water company owner. So yeah, other than that, all my bottles that I've got, I've kept the bottles that I've found, and 1 or 2 cream pots that I've sent out, and I've sold 1 or 2 and sent a few out. So yeah, it's not about money for me. It's about the history of finding things, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, Carl, it's one of those things. You know, there are some people. It's the same with night hawking, really. There are some people that are simply in it for money, and you know, that's up to them if that's what they want to do. I like the history of the bottles, and I like the history of metal detecting. I like the finds that I make, so I tend to keep everything, much to my wife's chagrin. I have tubs of things everywhere, so yeah. Although I have got a little plan for, and again, this will be in the new year. I'm going to make up some little things, maybe to fund the new metal detector. So stay tuned, and we'll maybe get something started in the new year. And I know a few people have been asking me about buying finds that I make, but or buying some of the finds that I find. So, like I say, I tend not to sell anything. I do keep most things, but there are 1 or 2 things that I can let go. They're not that important, but they might make nice little gifts. So anyway, we'll see what the new year brings. So Yeah, Anthony, I said this before. Tubs and containers and jars full of coins, and yeah, it's surprising how quickly it builds up, and you end up with tons and tons of stuff. Oh, Kyle, that's a good idea. Yeah, Kyle's makes candle holders out of broken bottles, so you can recycle as much as possible. Yeah, it's a good idea, Kyle. Actually, we only live in a tiny little flat here, so I couldn't do anything like that, Kyle. I can't be cutting glass inside the flat. It would just too much risk for Pam with her being disabled. I don't want broken glass here, there, and everywhere. So yeah, I'll give that one a miss. I'll leave that one to you, Kyle. Right, we're at an hour and 5 minutes. I'm going to give it 5 minutes more, and yeah, if you've got another question, then get it in quick, and then I'm going to say good evening. Hey Lee, I was just talking about you. I was just saying, telling you about the little powder cream container that you sent me, and thank you very much. Yeah, very Merry Christmas to you and your family as well, Lee. Anthony found a 1945 1 shilling at the football club your lad's training at. Oh, very nice, Anthony. There's probably more there, Anthony. You never know. You won't know unless you find them. Yes, a very happy Christmas to you as well, Marilyn. I hope you have a good one. And don't drink too much or eat too much, unlike me. Too late for that. Yeah. I know how that feels, Marlon. I think I'm going to go silly the next couple of days. I think over Christmas I'm going to go a bit silly, so I won't weigh myself over Christmas. I'll just get back to I'll get back to me fast after Christmas, and then Sprays, the man in the hat, Hawking debate. Watch it, you will see things different. If British Museum put a ban on permission or not detecting. Yeah, the issue there, I think, Sprays, is that as much as the British Museum might want to ban or put permissions on, they can't ban my farmer from giving me permission. It's as simple as that. They just can't do that. It's not their property. It's not their land. So I'm in a lucky position here. I think Scotland tends to have vastly different laws compared to England. Although saying that, again, if you were on land in England on a farmer's permission, then that's the farmer's permission that gives you. It's a farmer that gives you permission at the end of the day. It's not the British government or the British Museum that gives you permission, and it's nothing to do with them. So I can't see that would ever work, to be perfectly honest with you. But we'll have to wait and see whether they try and do that, because at the end of the day, how would they enforce it? Are they going to station a British Museum or British government employee at every farm around the country? It's not going to happen. So I'm not too worried about it. Anthony Daw says, what am I having for my Christmas dinner? Well, I will tell you this, Anthony. This is how it's going to go for my Christmas dinner. I'm going to start with a prawn cocktail. Ooh, so that's lots of lettuce and some tomato and prawns and Marie sauce on the prawns. Ooh, love a prawn cocktail. And then I'm going to wash that down with a drink. And then I'm going to have some turkey. And I'm going to have some ham. And I'm going to have roast potatoes. And I'm going to have roast carrots. And I'm going to have a roasted parsnips. And I'm going to have sprouts. And I might have a bit of mash with that as well, all covered in gravy. And that'll be my main Christmas dinner. And then for dessert, I think I'll probably be having some bird's trifle. Yes, some chemical bird's trifle, because it is probably one of the finest desserts known to man. So that's my Christmas dinner there. Space. They said the farmer could potentially have to get a license, but exactly how this will be policed? Well, exactly, Sprays. The farmer doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't want to at the end of the day. And if he doesn't want to have a license, he doesn't have to have one. If he doesn't want to give permission, he doesn't have to give permission to a metal detectorist. It's as simple as that. I think there's going to be a growth in paid metal detecting. I must admit, Sprays. I think that's really going to take off. I know it's taken off the last couple of years, but I think it's going to go big in the next few years. So yeah. My sister's doing prime rib and a buffet. Prime rib. Ooh. That sounds just as good. No, I must admit. Sprays, am I putting that silver sixpence in a put? It was a threepence, actually. It's a silver threepence. And is it? No, I think I put it away. Otherwise, I was going to show you. No, it's a Queen Victoria threepence, actually. No, I'm not going to put it in a pud. Pam, my wife, she likes Christmas pudding. I like a little bit of it. She likes a lot of it. I would suspect that she would probably end up choking on it or swallowing it, and we don't want that because I'm not going to look for it afterwards. Antony says I've got the same Christmas dinner as him. Do you know what, Antony? I think it's a standard Yorkshire Christmas dinner. That, to be perfectly honest with you, it's what we've had for years and years and years. And yeah, I think it's a standard Yorkshire Christmas dinner. Pascat says, do I follow any other metal detecting YouTuber? If so, whom? I watch Simon, who I dig with occasionally. I watch some of his videos. And I watch, what do they call him? Metal Detecting Face. I've met him on a couple of occasions, so I watch his every so often. I'm just going to bring up my list of subscriptions here, and let's see who does what, and I'll tell you. We don't have Yorkshire puddings with our Christmas dinner, Antony. Although, if you ask my daughter, she would have Yorkshire puddings with everything. My daughter would eat a plate of Yorkshire puddings just on its own, and she does all the time. She'll go out, she doesn't make them, she'll buy a pack of Aunt Bessie's Yorkshire puddings, she'll stick them in the oven for 3 minutes, make a pot of gravy, and she'll just have that to eat. She's a lunatic when it comes to Yorkshire puddings. So my subscriptions that I watch on YouTube, the Man with the Hat, Yorkshire Fossils, get on that one. A nice guy and his brother and his family, they hunt for fossils on the East Yorkshire coast, so around Scarborough way, around there. Metal Detecting Face, Bottle Digger Tom. I don't know if any of you guys know Bottle Digger Tom. A Canadian guy runs a channel called Curiosity Incorporated. I love his channel, absolutely love it. I started watching him when he was just beginning, and now his channel's taken off. He's a fantastic man. He really is. Where are we here? Who else have we got that's in the... Rusty Nails, although he's not produced anything new recently. I think he's taken off on he's got a travel channel that he does now. Who else have we got? I told you about Simon, the big man metal detecting. Chap in Australia that I follow, who goes metal detecting for gold. Famo59. Don't know if anybody knows him. He's a lovely guy. Where else have we got? Dutch World War II magnet hunters. They're great. They've got some amazing videos, although they've not produced anything new. I don't think they've produced anything new recently. Let me just have a quick nosy when their latest video was. Oh, a month ago. Yeah, they did a compilation video a month ago. So yeah, basically what they do is they go magnet fishing in ponds in Holland, and they find all sorts of amazing stuff. I mean, machine guns, rocket launchers, bombs, everything that's been dumped in ponds and stuff after the Second World War. I've got Beeping with Beppe, my good friend Simone. She's in Canada as well. Nicola White Mudlark. We follow Nicola. Wolf Spirit Outdoors. We follow him. Antony's mate. Yes, I've got him. And you need to get a channel, Antony. I must say, you need to get your channel started, mate. And then I've got, who else have we got? Bigfoot Digger. I met him a couple of times. He's over in Edinburgh way. And yeah, that's about it. And I have some other random subscriptions that I have as well. So, although you probably don't want to hear about those. So some comedy and some tech channels, and there's a puppeteer that I like, and what else have we got? A couple of movie channels, a horror movie channel, Newcastle After Dark. I follow them. They've got they put horror movies up. I'm a big horror movie fan, in case you didn't know. I tell you what, one I do know, this is probably really surprising to a lot of people. There's a channel on YouTube called 5 9th Avenue Project, and that's all one word. So it's the number 5, and then it's all letters, 9th Avenue Project. And it's a man called Nelson Sullivan, and he lived in New York City in the 1970s and 80s, and he was a vlogger. He got a video camera at the time, and he made video logs of his life in New York, and it's fascinating. It really is fascinating to watch. And he lots of parties that he goes to, big parties at the time, and yeah, it's quite a bizarre one. If anybody wants to look it up, it really is. It's bizarre, but it's a real taste of the 80s. And Nelson Sullivan, he passed away. He died quite early on, quite early in life. And yeah, what he's left. Then this channel, 5 9th Avenue Project, they're converting all his videos to digital and putting them up, and it's a fascinating life that he had. And yeah, that's a little shout out for 5 9th Avenue Project. So there you go. Bottling with Carl says, I wonder when Rusty Nails will start again. Yeah, I don't think he will, to be perfectly honest with you. I think he's done on that side. I think he's just doing his travel stuff now. So although he had a great channel and I really enjoyed it. And Kyle also says, have you watched Northern Mudlarks or Kitten Caboodles? If not, I would recommend them. Yes, Northern Mudlarks. Yeah, lovely lady and her daughter. And they get some amazing finds. And her mum does some amazing jewellery as well, I must admit, with the finds that they make. And yes, I know them. And I have watched 1 or 2 Kitten Caboodles, yeah. Space says, there's a lot of Scottish detecting tubers, to be honest, but sometimes I can't understand stuff they say with the accent. Yeah, I mean, absolutely fair comment, Space. Yeah, it can be difficult sometimes, and I must admit, there are sometimes people that I speak to here in Scotland that I struggle to understand an accent, and it's one of those things that you eventually start to pick up on, I must admit. And yeah, I had the same issue when I first moved to Northern Ireland with the accent over there. But yeah, it's you have to. I suppose you have to live with it, or see it on a regular basis, or hear it on a regular basis to understand. I know what you mean, though. Some Scottish accents are really, really very thick accents, and they can be difficult to understand. But well, folks, we've gone past the hour anyway. We're into an hour and 20 minutes now, and I think I'm going to have to say good evening to everybody, and yeah, I'm going to say a very Merry Christmas, and I hope everybody has a very Happy New Year. Antony says Welsh is worse. Antony, now then. Easy, son. Yeah, I'm going to say I hope everybody has a very, very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. I hope everything goes well for everybody. I know Antony, your missus, was not well, and I know Wolf Spirit's brother's not been well. I hope everybody's getting better now, and all the best wishes for the new year. And yeah, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna take my drink and I'm gonna go and sit and finish my drink. Yes, good evening, Carl. Yes, you do take care, young man. I think you dig with your dad, don't you? So always make sure that you've got a partner with you when you're digging, and just for safety's sake, young man. And will I do a live stream next Sunday? What day will that? Do you know what, Kyle? I don't know. I'll put it up on my community page if I am going to do it. I'll put up a little note saying that I'll be online if I'm going to do that. So I'll let you know then. And yeah, I will say good evening to everybody. Stay safe. Don't drink too much. Don't eat too much. But if you do, don't worry about it because it's not that important. Just get a bit of exercise and yeah, it's all good. And I will see you all again in the new year. All right. Bye for now.